Recording in progress.
Greetings from Berkeley, from MIT OpenCourseware centric ocw.mit.edu free Wiki, grow with Google WUAS, World University and School. MIT OpenCourseware courses in 7 languages are now accessible again. I just noticed newly that Creative Commons 4 licensed MIT OCW courses in 7 languages are now again accessible at opencw.aprende.org/courses/translated-courses. So free MIT OCW centric ocw.mit.edu and opencw.aprende.org/courses. Wiki, grow with Google WUS, World University and School, will likely be able to develop large language models from these resources after all. This may involve translating ocw.mit.edu into all 200 countries' main languages, and for free online WUAS degrees from home therein. And with WUAS in Wikidata in about 342 active Wikipedia languages, MIT OCW-centric Wiki, World University and School should be able to do so potentially from these Wikidata item numbers. From MIT OpenCourseware, wikidata.org/wiki/Q1637597, and OpenCourseware with a different Wikidata Q item number with time. Check out the related agenda items below. As a friendly, unprogrammed Quaker, non-theist friend, small f, capital F, leading or calling to create free universal education with free to students MIT OCW-centric World University and School WUS degrees in all 200 countries and in their main languages, and free Wiki schools for people-to-people Wiki teaching and Wiki learning in all 7,159 known living languages. WUS Monthly Business Meeting is now WUS Weekly Business Meeting, WUS News and Q&A on Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Time. And this friendly business meeting, loosely in the manner of unprogrammed Quakers friends, is what is guiding the growth of free MIT OCW-centric World University and School, WUAS, in so many ways. And with an invitation to join this WUS Weekly Business Meeting, Q&A, on Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Time. And, for example, come into conversation with WUS on social media or in other ways. So today's WUS news and question and answer, beginning now, 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, US and Canada, 5 p.m., I think, Greenwich Mean Time, might be 3 p.m., 10:30 p.m. India Time, 1 a.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. Tuesday, the next day, Hong Kong time. But please check your time converter from any of your 24 time zones to join this Open WS Weekly Business Meeting with a Zoom URL here. So it's in 2 blog posts, this Zoom URL for today's Open WS Weekly Business Meeting, beginning Coast Huckleberry in World University and School.blogspot.com's blog and in scott-mccloud.blogspot.com's blog for today, Monday, 8/25/2025. Free MIT OCW-centric Wiki World University and School is also growing with Grow with Google WUAS for free to students, potentially accrediting online WUAS degrees, bachelor, PhD, law, MD, IB, high school, or similar, AAAS, and master's degrees. First in English, then in each of all 200 countries and in their main languages. And see Peter Norvig's incredible hashtag TulifyAIWUAS on Twitter and LinkedIn article, Revolutionizing Education with Machine Learning and AI, World University in school. That's a hashtag. Updated March 2nd, 2024. And check out also both wings of WUS with amazing potential synergies between them. One, the 501c3 tax-exempt MIT OCW-centric World University and School wing. And the URL for that, the beginning URL for that is worlduniversityandschool.org. And especially its listing in Candid GuideStar, which is affiliated with the IRS. And that link is guidestar.org/profile/27-3105368. And two, the other wing, the for-profit General Stock Company, WUS Corporation, academic press at WUS in California, legal entity in California. Information and tax ID number at the bottom of worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html. As both wings of WUS grow and are seeking to grow for most of all 7.9 billion people on the planet, and from you at World University, and to both end poverty, e.g. by helping to distribute Stanford Mine Pi cryptocurrency free money daily, and with an invitation code for you to get Stanford Mine Pi cryptocurrency free money daily at minepi.com/SGKMAC. And to create free universal education in each of all 200 countries with free WUS degrees from home in the country's main languages. So from the nation states Wiki subject page at World University and School, from which 200 major online research universities will emerge in those countries' main languages, 200 countries per the Olympics. And as WUS seeks to code for speakers of all 7,159 known living languages from the Languages Wiki subject page, and also to create Wiki subjects from the Subjects Wiki subject page as Wiki schools in these languages, where you can Wiki teach and Wiki learn. All the best. Abolitionally. MIT OCW-centric Wiki World Univ and SCH WUS abolition movement is growing. And visit the blog post in my blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com, from July of 2025, beginning Lotus Kamala Padma. Friendly NTF, NTQ Quaker greetings, Scott GK McCloud. And today's recording will be posted at youtube.com/@Scott McCloud World University and /videos. So a focus today is also how to begin a WUS large language model with AI and machine learning as a professor. So agenda item 1. On the nonprofit 501c3 World University and School wing, the first of 2 WUS wings, growing out of CC4 licensed ocw.mit.edu courses in 7 languages, and which is also Wiki. And the World University and School.org website is our current main website here. Agenda item 0. Last week's recording of the WUS weekly business meeting Q&A from August 18th, 2025 is posted in last Monday's blog posts for worlduniversityandschool.org and scott-mccloud.com in a blog post beginning White Pine Pinus strobus. And regarding also hashtag study program enquiry, hashtag South Africa WUAS, hashtag Fed government chip, Fed GOVT chip or semiconductor, hashtag aging reversal machine, hashtag realistic virtual earth. Agenda item 1, how to begin a large language model with AI and ML to act as a professor initially for someone who wants to do for example, a WUAS International Business Management PhD based on the Sloan School of Management's MIT OCW courses at openCW.aprende.org/courses/Sloan-School-of-Management. A great Gemini AI reply and thoughts. So I asked this of Gemini AI, and potentially also in responding to an inquiry from a prospective student in South Africa um, regarding creating South Africa World University and School. And even further, brainstorming wise, how we might develop not only this international business management PhD with Gemini AI and MIT OpenCourseWare Sloan School of Management resources for an online free to students PhD from home, but also possibly how to develop free WUS medical schools in Africa, in South African Black townships, and even in the back of Toyota ambulance vans with Toyota humanoid robot MD professors of surgery and all other medical specialties at some point in the next possibly 5 or 10 years even. So check out the Gemini AI reply to this question about could you act as mentor or professor to hashtag WUS PhD student using the hashtag Sloan School of Management, hashtag MIT OCW courses, and as hashtag LLM, large language model. And Gemini AI said yes. And read the blog post, read the Gemini AI post. And also, could you help create regarding PhDs at World University and School? I asked Gemini AI, and it said also yes in a different Gemini AI reply with a URL for both of the Gemini AI replies here, potentially using the Sloan School of Management MIT OpenCourseWare courses as data sources or code bases for developing these as large language models. So the main section headings of the one Gemini AI response is Gemini AI says, here's a step-by-step guide on how to begin creating an LLM to act as a professor for a World University and School WUAS International Business Management PhD, leveraging MIT OpenCourseWare OCW. 1. Data collection and curation, MIT OCW content, WUAS content, supplementary materials. 2. Choosing an LLM approach, prompt engineering and retrieval augmented generation, RAG, fine tuning, training from scratch. 3. Implementing the professor persona. 1. Prompting a role, an expert in international business management, an objective to guide a PhD student through the curriculum and research. Behavior, answers questions, provides critical feedback on research ideas, suggests relevant readings from the provided materials, and explains complex concepts in a clear academic style. Feedback loops. 4. Gemini AI's reply in these regards. Ethical and practical considerations, accuracy, intellectual property, scalability. So read the blog, read the Gemini AI response regarding creating an LLM for an international business management PhD. And it's in the blog post beginning chestnut-backed chickadee in my blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot from August of 2025. Agenda item 2. And further, how best to begin a large language model with iterating AI and ML at MIT OCW centric Wiki World University and School in all the academic Wiki subjects. Here at the subjects Wiki subject page, and to act as professors. Initially, for people who want to do a MIT OCW centric Wiki World University and School PhD, And with these MIT OCW subjects, MIT departments, and the departments on this this opencw.apprende.org/courses are number about 40 or 42 or so, and they start with aeronautics and astronautics, anthropology, architecture, athletics, physical education and recreation, biological engineering, biology, brain and computer sciences, chemical engineering, chemistry, and end with writing and humanistic studies. So Gemini AI gave a great response to this question as to suggesting a phased, modular, and iterative strategy rather than attempting to build a monolithic system from scratch, with these main section headings as a response: the foundational data pipeline, ingestion, structured knowledge base, language agnostic representation, centralized index. 2, the multilingual and localization challenge. Phase 1, English first with translation on demand. Phase 2, fine-tuning on localized content, community-powered localization. 3, iterative AI and ML for continuous improvement, feedback loops, user modeling, curriculum adaptation, and read the Gemini AI response. Also in the blog post beginning chestnut-backed-chickadee, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com's blog from August of 2025. Agenda item 3. So recently, U.S. Senator and former Harvard Law professor Elizabeth Warren traveled to Minnesota and to have a meeting with Peggy Flanagan, the Lieutenant Governor of Minnesota, who also is Native American and I think speaks Ojibwe language, this past Friday and Saturday, I think. And I reached out to them. I noticed this on Twitter, and I reached out to them inquiring whether they could help guide the Ojibwe language WUS Wiki School. I think Elizabeth Warren also has some Native American background. And so in these regards, on Twitter, I asked, and you'll find this in a Kendall Warm Springs Dache blog post beginning with Kendall Warm Springs Dache, a fish. Dear at Peggy Flanagan, at E. Warren, could you please help guide the hashtag Ojibwe language WUS Wiki School in the hashtag Ojibwe language at MIT OCW Centric Wiki World Univ and SCH and other hashtag Native American Languages WUS hashtag Wiki Schools and the Wiki subjects, the Wiki pages at World University and School for this would be Native American languages, and also the languages Wiki subject page, and even newly as LLMs, large language models, and see blog post beginning African Penguin in these regards in my blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com from August of 2025. And at SGKMACLEOD, my Twitter profile for languages at WUS, planning all 7,159 known living languages, and for all approximately 167 to 175 Native American languages. So I added the Ojibwe language to a links section at wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/Native American languages, and also added it's one of its names in Ojibwe, Anishinaabemowin, and also to the languages wiki subject page. But the Ojibwe language wiki subject at WUAS isn't active yet. It isn't yet begun. I've just added links to linking pages. either in English or in Ojibwe or from any other language. So check out these. More about this in the African Penguin blog post at scott-mccloud.blogspot.com. And we would begin this Ojibwe language, large language model in a way with parallels to beginning other subjects, academic subjects at World University and School, finding data sources, maybe from YouTube, maybe from online websites for the Ojibwe language, planning to be in Ojibwe. So I retweeted Elizabeth Warren's tweet saying she was going to meet Peggy Flanagan in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'll be in Minneapolis this weekend with my friend at Peggy Flanagan. We need more Democrats in the Senate who will fight for working families with all they've got. RSVP to join us as we fight for America's future with a URL to join this get together in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I think Peggy Flanagan is running for the Senate from in Minnesota in 2026. And check out the blog post, Kendall Warm Springs Dache Rhinothysis in scott-mccloud.blogspot.com. 3A, related question regarding beginning the Ojibwe language as a large language model and asking Gemini AI about this with a great reply from Gemini AI. Check that out as well. Agenda item 4. Education 2.0 Conference USA in Las Vegas in April of 2026 is coming up. And Pratham Kaushik in India and maybe Las Vegas has reached out to me regarding talking about this. I think this meeting regarding possible Education 2.0 Conference USA and World University and School will happen today in about 2.5 hours at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Mountain time, and could even the United Nations help with Education 2.0 funding possibly, and somehow, and regarding possibly MIT OCW centric Wiki World University and School making a presentation there and regarding 200 countries' major research universities from the nation states wiki subject page in those countries' languages and being in Grow with Google WUS program. And for free to students degrees from home in those countries, and including in India's 22 scheduled languages. Check out more about this in the blog post beginning Yellowstone, Sand, Verbena, Abronia in scott-mccloud.blogspot.com's blogs from August of 2028. Agenda item 5. How to plan to abolish modern slavery. For example, in the illegal sex industries and regarding their latent networks of violence even, and in 200 countries and in languages. WUS abolition is a hashtag WUS abolition is one approach. The hashtag WS law, SCHS, in 200 MIT OCW centric Grow with Google WUS Wiki World University and Schools from World University and School.org nation states and the law school at World University and School. And this is a set of Twitter posts. And here's a Greek article, Americans keep the momentum of Greek tourism high, suggesting possible sex tourism or slave tourism, even, sadly, tragically. And also in WS planning to code for all 7.9 billion people on the planet, and even to distribute hashtag Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency, hashtag free money daily, to most of these people, and to hashtag end poverty, as well as create free universal education, Wiki and people to people in all 7,159 known living languages with free MIT OCW centric WUS degrees. Check out these blog posts and let's explore how to abolish modern slavery potentially, and potentially possibly by distributing Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency to most of 7.9 billion people on the planet. Agenda item 6, developments in Canyon 94516. Dear Byron Hahn, MD, PhD, John Sargent, MD at Tufts Medical Center in Boston and MIT alum especially, Ed Smythe, MD, Kaiser Permanente Healthcare Organization in the state of California, I think, and PIN Sid Mazumdar in the U.S. federal government in the greater D.C. area, U.S. Senator and former Harvard Law professor Elizabeth Warren, and Minnesota Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, and all. Greetings from Valle Vista staging area near Canyon, California, 94516 in the San Francisco Bay Area. I just checked for my and MIT OCW-centric Wiki World University and Schools mail at the Canyon 94516 U.S. Post Office via general delivery, and there was nothing again. I've just received one piece of mail recently in the past month or so via United States Postal Service general delivery there. A fit kit test result from Kaiser Permanente. How would you suggest California law enforcement with U.S. federal government law enforcement help to make 670 Ridgecrest Canyon 94516 newly safe and vacant presently, so that I and WUS Academic Medical Center can move in there imminently? All the best abolitionally, with WUS Worldwide Abolition Movement growing, yogically, staying alive, friendly Quaker greetings. And read the blog post about this further, which is in the Chestnut Back Chickadee blog post from scott-mccloud.blogspot.com in August of 2025. Agenda item 7. So recently, and regarding Serena Williams, the tennis star, losing 31 pounds with a molecule, I think. Test in process testing GLP-1 molecule. Curious how, which is not a genetic drug therapy that caused such a dramatic weight loss. It's rather a receptor agonist. How could World University and School begin to develop a realistic virtual Earth for aging reversal, an out-of-the-box aging reversal machine, and at the molecular level, and the cellular level, and the street view level, and not only for aging reversal, cell and molecular therapies, but complementary, for example, weight loss therapies. How could a realistic virtual Earth for aging reversal help? And possibly for genetics and regarding even avatar agent electronic health records and, for example, weight loss. In what ways could great tennis players and celebrities like Serena Williams help with this process too of developing genetics and other therapies to not only reverse aging, but possibly help with things like weight loss? Check out the article on Serena Williams. Says GLP medication helped her lose 31 pounds. The tennis legend says she needed extra medical support after giving birth to her second daughter in a today.com article. More about how GLP-1 relates to genetics follow in this agenda item 7. Curious how we could begin to develop a realistic virtual Earth for such further pharmaceutical developments, and in the shop at 670 Ridgecrest Canyon, 94516, with U.S. federal and state of California law working together effectively in new ways. Check out this blog post. In the blog post beginning, Kendall Warmsprings Dace Rin Synthis. And regarding also a George Church with Dwarkesh Patel interview from June of 2025, which in a snippet from this suggests, titled "A Cure for Aging by 2050?" From the 90-minute long video interview of George Church titled "A Billion Years of Evolution in a Single Afternoon." Aging reversal genetic drug therapies, cure for aging by 2050, may come along incrementally before 2050 in the next 25 years, and could be further tested in a variety of ways, and as they develop. Exciting that, for example, Doug Billman on Cuttyhunk Island, Massachusetts, about 2 weeks ago said he's going for it to live to 125 years of age, potentially with genetic drug therapies for aging reversal and extreme longevity, and longer than Jean Calment, who lived to 122 years of age. And Doug Billman, for example, went to prep school at Phillips Academy, Andover, with George Church in the late 60s and early 70s before going to Yale. He's also, as a sports executive, taking a kind of interesting approach, identifying the goal of living to 125 and going for it. First time I've heard of such a sort of a proactive stance. Will he be able to get such testing drug therapies out of Harvard Medical School with FDA approval as clinical trials as part of this process? Stay tuned. See more about this in the blog posts Chestnutback Chickadee and scott-mccloud.blogspot.com's blog. Agenda item 8. Dr. Fei Li, a Stanford computer scientist, recently posted the emergence of a realistic virtual Earth from a single image, a single photo. Posted twice about this on Twitter. And this is incredible from World University and Schools perspective, because we want to create all museums ever, potentially in a realistic virtual Earth, and where you and I could add a photo that we took to this realistic virtual Earth, and further create with AI and machine learning more about this photo, more about the room in which, the object might be found that we took the photo of. And also for libraries, all libraries ever in a realistic virtual Earth for libraries in all languages, and especially Harbin Hot Springs, creating a realistic virtual Harbin Hot Springs in something like Google Street View with TimeSlider, Google Maps, Google Earth, where you and I can add photos and videos to Google Street View with TimeSlider. How to grow a realistic virtual Harbin Hot Springs as individuals, as end users, from single photos that we might have, and using the technologies that Dr. Fei Li shares, for example, on Twitter recently. So some Twitter posts in these regards. Incredible. Hashtag Dr. Fei Li. Hashtag MIT OCW centric Wiki at World Univ and SCH can now build out a hashtag realistic virtual Earth. And regarding hashtag Peter Norvig's hashtag Tulify AIWUS article in the tulify.ai website, and with potentially hashtag realistic virtual Earth for museums, realistic virtual Earth for libraries, all ever, in all hashtag all langs, in hashtag G Street View with hashtag G Time Slider. How further? And Fei Li tweeted regarding this picture, which I retweeted. A picture is now worth more than 1,000 words in Gen AI. It can be turned into a full 3D world, and you can stroll in the garden endlessly long. It will still be there. Check out this her Twitter post. And starting with a different image from Fei Li, incredible Dr. Fei Li, how to grow also a realistic virtual Harbin hot springs, as well as libraries and museums. And Fei Li's tweet here, it reads, or stroll in the garden, another permanently consistent 3D world created from a single image to no matter how long you hang out in it. So agenda item 8A, a Harbin gatehouse photo, which I wiki added into Google Street View with Time Slider, which I think I took in 2011, but which I may have added a few years after that. How to develop a realistic virtual Harbin hot springs from this single photo, say, of the gatehouse area to start, and in the year 2011, and possibly in contrast to other years at the Harbin Gatehouse, in a kind of realistic virtual